All right, guys, welcome back to another video. I want to break down my trade right here on EURJPY. And as always, the way we look at the market is very simple price action, right? Looking for a breakout, looking for a pullback, and then identifying the pattern before we get into a trade. Now, this right here, as always, right? I want to first talk a little bit about my simple equation when I call it to getting into a trade. And don't forget, even though it might look simple as I break this down, it does require patience and a lot of practice to master getting into the market this way. But once you master it, it's super simple and easy. Now, the first step is, as always, breakout. This is always step one. Breakout plus pullback, right? That's step two. Breakout plus pullback plus the pattern, okay? So plus the pattern equals, right, the entry. Okay. Now, this is the equation of how you are simply getting into a trade, guys, right? This is how you are simply looking to get into a trade. Breakout, pullback, pattern, you enter, right? And this entry has to be at 9 or 5 a.m., preferably, right? But it can be 10 a.m., 11 a.m., 12 a.m., whatever it may be. But exactly at 9 or 5, you will see amazing entries. And that's the best time to get into the market. So when seeing this right here, okay, let's first look at the first step. The breakout happened from here to here. The breakout happened on that very first day on June, I believe it was the 16th right here, right? So June 15th or 16th, right? So the 15th and 16th is when that price action started breaking above the level. That's phase one, the breakout. And guys always ask me, like any given time, when it comes down to adding things and taking things away from your watch list, this is how I'm doing so. If I see price action breaking out and pulling back like so, I'm going to add it to my watch list because first and second step has already taken place. So breakout, pullback, I'm identifying the pattern and I got in at 9 a.m. So going back a little bit, right? And kind of replay this, okay? Because I also want you guys to grasp the time it takes for a entry to come into fruition, okay? So when it first happened right here, this right here was the previous level, right? So this level here was the previous level. So I'm looking at it like this, that it can break above this level. That's step one. I still have to wait for that to happen before I get into any kind of trade. So once this breakout happened right here, I'm now looking for step two, a pullback to the same exact level, right? So identify that as well. And as all this stuff is happening, every day I'm looking at it and taking my time with it. Because eventually, as you can see, a breakout does happen, right? And then a pullback does happen, right? So what's the last step, right? A pattern to take place. Because don't forget, these levels are always your where, right? We always know where price action is going to have some kind of reaction to. And when it comes down to the pattern, that's the why. So now you know where and you know why you want to get in for a buy or sell. Okay. So we know where to enter at. Now we got to find a pattern, right? Bullish engulfing, morning star, anything when it comes to a bullish price action pattern, dojis, right? If you can identify that, you have more of a reason to go for a buy, correct? Don't forget what I always say. Any given time you're doing this stuff, you always have A or B, right? You can go for a buy or you can go for a sell, right? And it's always just that simple. And when you have this evidence, which way is pointing more than likely to that direction? Because it broke above this level and pulled back, we know a buy is more likely. The same way you see the market break below a level and pull back, you know a sell is more than likely to take place. And it really is, like I said before, just that simple when you're looking to get into the market, guys, right? You do not have to overthink this or make it complicated. It is super simple. Are you going for a buy? Are you going for a sell? And I always teach my guys to understand how long these trends last. They can last you days, if not weeks, if not months, in most cases, years, because trends are trends. They trend in a direction for an extended period of time. So really take that also into consideration, guys, okay? So when it comes down to this, I'm looking at it, right? Give me 1 second. And I'm looking at this market, right? Breakout, pullback, and it comes right back to this level. My first and second step of my equation to enter, right, has already taken place. We have the breakout, We have the pullback. Now we got to identify a pattern, right? Before we decide to enter. Okay, so now we're still being patient. So the breakout first happened on the Monday of that week, right? And the pullback happened by the 18th. So about 2 days, not that bad whatsoever. But that's what I mean by stalking price as well. Like as a trader, your job is not to find a trade. Your job is to find the best trade. And most of the time, the best trade, it takes time to actually set up. You're never going to wake up in the morning time right away, come into a brand new pair you never broke down and say, oh yeah, I'm a buy or sell that. You know what I mean? You're always waiting for the set up to actually set up. You know what I mean? So when it break out, right? Pull back. No, I just need my pattern. And in this case right here, guys, it was a simple bullish engulfing. But I'm gonna break it down even more. You can see more patterns. But when this price action pattern happened here, this big green bullish engulfing that engulfs everything behind it. You see all these red bars behind it. It engulfs this doji here. It engulfs this bar. It engulfs this bar and this bar as well. So this big bullish engulfing engulfs everything behind it. When I'm seeing that, and it's also 9 a.m. in the morning, I'm taking my trade. It's just that simple. And I have my stop loss below the pattern, and everything above that I know is going to be my profit level, right? So look at it how it is just that simple. And when it comes down to cross-referencing the time frames, right? I can go down to my 4 hour and watch it. It's going to be just as perfect. Look at that. We identify a morning star there on the 4 hour. So we still can get in at 9 a.m. on the dot. So you're seeing how everything there is pointing towards a buy, right? Breakout above the level, pointing to a buy. Pull back to the same level, pointing to a buy. Bullish engulfing on the 8 hour, pointing to a buy. Morning star on the 4 hour, pointing to a buy. So sooner or later, right? That's what I mean by being simple and not overthinking. I mean, we had four reasons there to go for a buy. So therefore, we take our position. And it just is that simple, right? We take our position, we have our stop loss below the level, and we look to make profit as it rises, okay? And we can see here, this trade worked out amazingly, right? As soon as it broke above this level as well, we knew we was doing perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So look how beautiful this trade was, guys, and look how simple it really was as well. From this entry all the way here, 205 pips. I mean, do the math on that, right? If you're doing even a one lot size, right, you're making 2 grand, right? You're making 2K on that single trade alone. If you do a two, right? A two standard lot size, right? You're making almost right on the same trade alone 4K. Like that's how perfect this stuff really is and how you can make so much money, right? And it goes deeper and deeper than that. But that's what it's about, right? You can really make this amount of money, guys, and do it all yourself. So this right here is my equation to get into any kind of trade. And I don't really care what the trade is. If I see breakout pullback either below a level or above a level, and I can identify my pattern, I go for that direction. So I really hope this right here help everybody out. I see you next time, guys, right? Have a great trading week. It's only Monday. Still a lot more trades to go. Take your time, be patient. Always focus on quality over quantity. The best trade is what you're waiting for, not just any trade. See you next time, guys.